What's up, folks? Ethan here at Hunt Ford in Franklin, Kentucky, and today we're taking a look at the 2024 F250 King Ranch. Now, we have already done a walk around of this truck where we talked about some of the differences between the 23 model year and the 24 model year. If you haven't already checked that video, we'll link it down in the description below. It's got a little bit of information about those kind of differences, and we do a little bit closer look at this interior. The biggest changes are more of the headlights and some of the different kind of features on the interior, a little bit of a nicer touch here and there. There wasn't a whole lot of changes from 24 to 23. However, this is our first look at it for the 24 model year, and we really only got allocation for one of these trucks in 2023. So really there wasn't much for us to actually take a look at last time. So this is really the first chance we've gotten to take a look at a Super Duty King Ranch for the new body style. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick drive and talk about some of these features and see kind of how it feels while we're driving. To get it started, we're gonna take a quick look at some of the features on the inside, as well as kind of show you and remind you of the different features back in the productivity screen here. So as you can see, we've got our HUD. This is familiar if you've watched our Lariat Ultimate video where we talked about what you can do and how you can change it. You can adjust it here, you can change the content, but what I like to do is I like to have it automatic based on the drive mode layout, so that as you get back to your main screen here and you get all the way back to your My View, so you've got your settings back to where you want it, as you change your drive mode, it'll change your HUD based on what different modes you're in. So as you go to trailer mode, it obviously shows you a heavier focus on your RPM to keep you from overpowering your engine and your transmission, especially when you've got a lot of weight. Or if you go all the way to eco, it'll take you back to that normal. But if you go to off-road, it'll shift and give you much more information as your screen over here shifts and shows you your different camera setup, as well as you can see this nice change on the productivity screen. So a lot of really cool features. We really like the heads-up display. A lot of people are talking about how these aren't that new of a feature in a vehicle, but this is a heavy duty truck. This is a diesel truck capable of towing a whole lot of weight, and for it to have some of these really smart new features, it's actually pretty impressive. So we're going for a quick drive, letting all the people in the shop take a look and see how goofy we look today. As we're leaving the dealership here, we're gonna actually hop on the interstate. I did grab a license plate so I can show you some of the driver's assistance features on this truck. This one does have the adaptive cruise and the lane centering, which now actually works with your towing. Of course, this does not have the tow technology package. They actually got rid of that for the 2024 model year, but a lot of these higher trim trucks are going to come with some of those features standard. So this does have the Pro Trailer Backup Assist. I talked about this in the walk around video. I don't know that I've actually physically seen a person use this backup assist or the trailer backup assist. If you all have used it, down in the comments, let me know. I'd be interested to actually sample it out and test it out on one of these new trucks that we get on the lot. It's just hard because we don't typically get a truck long enough for us to use a trailer with. So as you can see here, your heads-up display right now is showing you your miles per hour, your speed limit, your ambient temperature outside. It's one of the reasons why I waited to do this video, because it was 26 degrees this morning when I left my house. So I wanted to let it warm up, make it a little bit easier on the truck and a little bit easier on me as I'm driving down the road. So we're gonna hop on the interstate. This is a route many of you are familiar with if you watched any of our videos before. We're gonna drive a couple miles down the road, turn around on exit 2, and come back up to exit 6 here in Franklin, Kentucky. We haven't gotten a chance really to take a look at the high outputs on the 2024 models. There's really no difference between the drivetrain on the 2023 and the 2024. So it's just not really been justified. A lot of people are debating the high output versus the standard output. These 6.7 liters standard output Power Strokes have been around for, I think, going on 13 years now. We talked about this in the video when they first came out, that I'm not sure many people really need that extra power. It does have plenty of power to get up and go and do anything that you would like to do, but it just doesn't feel 100% necessary for most people. All right, so we are on I-65, and as you can see, your heads-up display has adjusted to our adaptive cruise, and it's showing you that we are lane centering. These lane centerings are pretty smart in that it does a lot of the driving for you and eliminates what I call driver's fatigue. And this will do it now with a trailer, especially as you hook up and give more information to your truck about the trailer that you're using. It just will allow you to make that adaptive cruise and that lane centering a lot more seamless. I do want to give you all a couple of maybe 30 seconds to a minute of quiet so that you can hear roughly what the interior of the cabin sounds like. I know it's always hard, and some people would like me to be quiet so that they can hear what this vehicle sounds like. I do have the B&O 14 speaker system inside this King Ranch. When we get back to the dealership, I'll play around with the screen a little bit to show you the different features on it, as well as so I'll show you the audio and how it sounds from inside the vehicle, as well as we'll talk a little bit about the Pro Power on board, the onboard scales, and the smart hitch. Again, some of these features haven't been around for very long, but a lot of people talk about, well, I've had a truck for 60 years and I've never needed any of that smart features. And you're right, you probably don't need the onboard scales. But what it does is it allows you to have to think a lot less about your payload and whether or not you're actually overclocking or overpowering your vehicle. And so it'll help a lot of people in that regard. It'll help a lot of safety. You'll be able to know a lot more intelligently what the actual capabilities of your vehicles are, and just keep you from overloading it and making it unsafe to drive. So we're gonna hop back on the interstate, and I'll be quiet for a little bit to let you all listen in. It's a 2-minute or so drive back to the dealership. All right, so I figured that's enough time for you all to hear the interior cabin. I'm not quite sure I can stay quiet long enough. So we're gonna pull over here, kind of out of the way here at the dealership. And I do want to give you all a quick listen at the audio system here, as well as I would like to go through the onboard scales. Now, we did do a short and a TikTok video about these onboard scales and kind of how they work in theory. Basically, you're going to come in here, and it's not intended for trade or measurement usage. Basically what they're saying is this isn't an exact science. Don't use this as a Bible for however much information or however much weight is actually in the bed of your truck. It's not for an exact science. They have to include this for legal purposes, I'm sure. So we've got your rough guesstimate of weight here. And as you can tell, it does include 150 pounds. That's what the default passenger and cargo load reminder is. And it's just guesstimating how much the weight of what you think your cargo currently weighs. So right now I'm around 150 pounds. We'll say 50 pounds worth of gear here in the back. That's where it would kind of sit at. So it'll go all the way up and tell you on your max payload up here at the top of 2,615 pounds. So again, you've got your different scales, as well as you can actively load it once you are loading things in the back. So say you take this to a mulch yard, you'll be able to know about how much weight you're putting in the bed of your truck. So really useful moving forward. You do have similar features on the Smart Hitch, and this will show based on your conventional, a weight distributed hitch, your gooseneck, or a fifth wheel. And you get all this set up and it'll basically show you how much tongue weight is actually affecting your vehicle. So really, really nice features moving forward to just give you a lot more information on how you're actually using your truck. So I'm really excited and interested to see how that works going forward. Of course, you do have a Pro Power on board here. We showed you it is a 2,000 watt here in the vehicle, and it's enough that you'll be able to power some small power tools in the back. It is nowhere near the 2.4 kilowatt standard in the Power Boost truck, but it will give you a little bit of power, and it's nowhere near that 7.2 kilowatt that's in the regular Power Boost F-150. So that's about all we've got. Let's go ahead and take a look at the audio here. I'll get my phone hooked up so that we can show you the wireless Apple CarPlay. This does have a wireless charging pad down here at the bottom, but we'll get everything hooked up so that you can see what this actually sounds like.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
It's actually really easy to connect these phones nowadays.
The pin displayed on sync matches the pin displayed on your device. For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
All right, enable. So now we've got the wireless Apple CarPlay. Of course, while we're letting that load, we do have the 360 camera. You can see my used car manager Jimmy over there trying to avoid being in the camera. But we have this. So I'm going to go to my Spotify playlist from my friends at Epidemic Sound. Let's see what we can find. So let's take a listen and see what the audio sounds like.
this. I don't know how to act, don't know how to adapt to this situation. Now used to this, no I'm not. Better let myself give in to love, believe in us no matter what.
All right, so that's a pretty good look at a few different genres of music. I don't discriminate necessarily, but more so I'm a podcast guy, as you can see from my Spotify. So that's about all I've got for you today, folks. Again, this does come with a year of connected navigation. A lot of the ending of my video got cut off because the GoPro actually died, so we're just gonna go ahead and go into a little bit of the detail here. That 250 King Ranch has actually sold by now, so it is no longer available for sale. If you have any questions about that specific truck and how we built it, let us know down in the comments below. We'll reach out to you and be happy to get you that information. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so down below. Hit that notification bell. We have a bunch of Super Duty videos, as you can see here. We've got a bunch in stock that we're going to be going over the next few months. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We'll catch you later.